Statistics show that the percentage of divorce and breakups is far higher than the percentage of successful and happy marriages today. For this reason, I decided to come up with this topic, common mistakes in relationship, that I want us to share together and see how we can better our relationship. This is the Love Clinic, presented to you by Elvis Sumbede. Today, our program is sponsored by Baran Restaurant Cafe. Baran Restaurant Cafe is situated in Deira, in Dubai. To those who are already in Dubai, you can visit Baran Restaurant. And if you have plans to visit Dubai, I tell you, Baran Restaurant is a place to visit because your comfort is assured and is guaranteed. They offer Iranian dishes, they offer Arabic dishes, and they offer Italian dishes, that is European dishes. So to all my friends in Europe, when you go to Dubai, please make a stop at Baran Restaurant. It's a very nice place, very wonderful place to visit. You can see the city from there, and they have enough space. Good free parking space, you don't have to pay for parking. And if you want to visit them, you can just hashtag me on Facebook. Just when you watch my show, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and do a screenshot. You have 15% discount in everything you eat. Today, we are talking about common mistakes that ruin relationships. What are these mistakes? You know, we all live in relationships. Everybody gets into a relationship because we want to be happy. You get into a relationship because you need a partner. Normally, we complement each other so that we can make a better life, we can make a better relationship, better marriage. Why not a better society? But then there are things we do that hurt our relationships without us being aware that these are the things that hurt our relationships. Je vais parler de temps en temps en français parce que j'ai plein d'amis qui me contactent de temps en temps parce qu'ils veulent aussi participer à l'émission. Aujourd'hui, nous parlons de petites erreurs que nous commettons qui ruinent notre relation, qui gâtent nos relations. Donc, à ne faire, aujourd'hui, nous allons parler de ces petites erreurs et nous allons voir comment nous pouvons améliorer notre relation. The first point that I want us to look at is attempting to change the other person. In the initial phase of a relationship, while two people are burning in the heat of seduction and play, their feet never touch the ground. They are busy building castles in the air. Everything seems rosy. Our impression of our partner during this period is all consummate in nature. We believe that we have found our eternal love and everything feels so perfect that we forever want to capture that moment, and we feel that we found the perfect love. While in the initial stage of a relationship, we are always happy because everything seems exciting. We are so happy. We consume this moment, forgetting to know that we are human beings. We have our shortcomings and limitations. Now, once our true nature starts manifesting, because of course we have bad characters too, of course. Now, once this nature start manifesting, we start feeling disappointed about our partner. And the mistake we make is we attempt to change the other person. It cannot go that way. It can never work that way, because you are you, and what you know is what you learn, and that's what makes you. Every human being is unique in their own way. So it is very wrong to think of, changing somebody to suit you, be it a woman or a man. These are very common mistakes we make every day. The second point that I want us to look at, always having to win an argument. Anyway, please let me give a small explanation in French. Notre premier point était avoir pensé changer notre partenaire. Vous savez, quand on commence une relation, on est toujours content, on est heureuse. Celui qui se moque de mon français, je vous le dis, celui qui se moque de mon français, je vais lui maudire, il va m'aimer de toute sa vie. Donc ne vous moquez pas de mon français, je ne suis pas français, j'ai seulement appris le français, d'accord? Ok. Donc quand on commence une relation, on est heureuse, tout est parfait, tout est tellement bien. Oublions que chacun de nous a une nature négative. Ça veut dire quoi? Pendant ce temps, on ne voit pas cette nature de notre partenaire. Et à un certain moment, quand notre partenaire commence à manifester sa nature originelle, on est déçu. Pourquoi on est déçu? Parce qu'on ne pensait pas que cette personne a cette nature, ou bien cette personne peut manifester comme ça. Et qu'est-ce qu'on fait maintenant? On essaie de changer la personne, mais c'est impossible. Ah oui, c'est impossible. On ne peut pas changer une personne. Par contre, on doit l'aimer à ce que la personne est. We have to love the person for who the person is. Now, what we do is we try to understand, because understanding is the first key. Understanding, that is to say, I know that this person has these shortcomings and limitations, and all I do is just hover around this person's attitude and try to understand that this is how this person functions and get along with it. For instance, we use mobile phones every day. Not all the mobile phones have the same functionings. You cannot expect this mobile phone, for instance, this tablet that I'm holding, you will not expect it to function the same way with this other tablet, because these are two different manufacturers. Of course, they are tablets, but this one is manufactured from a different company, and this one is manufactured from a different company. So obviously, they must have differences. So I should not be disappointed to see that this tablet has different functions from this one. Okay. So the second point is always having to win an argument. Two people in a relationship with separate mindsets and ideas will naturally have arguments. But the connotation of the argument is very important. Is the argument leading to something fruitful, or is it to control, manipulate, or dominate your partner? If the argument is to satisfy your need for domination over your partner, or if it happens recurrently, then you will ultimately end up ruining your relationship, because such arguments lead to bitterness and unresolved conflict. Now, when people argue, we argue because we want to make a point. We argue because we want our points to go through. But then, we should not always think you want to win the argument. When you argue, you want to make a point. If your point is heard, then listen to the other person. The mistake we make here is that we want to win the argument. And in most cases, we want to dominate our partner. You want your partner to be submissive to you, like what you say is what is correct. But it doesn't work that way. For instance, if you are with a woman and all along you always have arguments, and your arguments are you want to dominate, you will push this person to get into defensive mode. That is to say, at one point in time, the person will no more share his or her ideas with you. What the person does is defensive. Whatever you say is the person just analyzes it like, okay, he just wants to dominate me. She just wants to dominate me. There are people like that. So it is always very important to listen to the other person and try to, make your points together and get to understand each other. There are times you even let the person, let the person's point be heard and say, okay, yeah, you are right. Even if you know that the person is not right in this argument, but because you have to make things balanced, you let the person say, okay, I think your point is correct. Let the person know that their point is always right. Their point is correct. Ce que j'essaie d'expliquer ici, deuxième point, c'est d'avoir toujours gagné un argument. My French again. D'avoir toujours gagné un argument. Vous savez, deux personnes dans une relation avec des idées différentes vont toujours avoir des malentendus. Maintenant, le but de ces malentendus ne doit pas toujours être parce que tu veux gagner, ou bien tu veux dominer, ou bien tu veux contrôler ton partenaire. Non. Si tu fais ça comme ça, à un certain moment, ton partenaire va entrer en mode défensif. Ça veut dire quoi? Quand ton partenaire entre en mode défensif, ça veut dire que à partir de ce moment, vous ne partagez plus vos idées. Vous ne partagez plus les pensées. Même si vous tenez une conversation, ça ne serait pas une conversation de partage. Ça serait une conversation, ok, il faut qu'il parle. Moi, je l'écoute seulement. Vous voyez? That's to say, let the person express themselves. If the person expresses his or herself, it will be easy to understand the other person. Remember, you are not perfect, you are not always right. There are times you make mistakes, there are times you go wrong. So always try to listen to the other person. The next point that I want us to look at, which is the third point, is not maintaining enough distance from your ex. This point is so interesting to me because I've had a lot of calls from friends, especially, I don't want to say France, I don't want to say Europe, around the world. I've had a lot of friends who called me from time to time, and they complain about things like this, like my boyfriend is always in connection with his ex, and I don't like it. Even male friends call me, they attempt to write on my WhatsApp, they complain to me like, what can I do? My girlfriend keeps a close relationship with her ex. What can I do? Now this is it. Though there might be a link between you two, that between you and your ex, it is not advisable to keep a close relationship with that person. Once you've had a relationship with somebody and somewhere along the line you fall apart, you start a new relationship, it is not advised, if you want to keep this new relationship, if you respect it and you want to manage it, you want to get along with it, don't keep a close relationship with your ex. Cut it off. Stay away. You might have a link, like maybe you've got kids together, okay, fine, but then don't keep a close relationship with that person, because that will give chance for compromise. You get what I'm saying? That will give a room for compromise, because at one point in time you might be tempted to compromise things. So if you want to maintain your new relationship, always keep away from your ex. If you are co-parenting, it should be strictly co-parenting. That is to say, the link should always be between you, your children, and your children, between their father or their mother. Don't keep any close relationship with the person. Don't entertain certain conversations with the person that could bring memories. Because once you do that, you start comparing your present relationship with your ex, and there will always be some misunderstandings because you try to compare your ex. Forget about this person and get along. Concentrate in your new relationship and move along with it. Notre troisième point, c'est n'est pas garder une distance raisonnable de ton ex. Vous savez, quand vous avez une relation, une nouvelle relation, ne gardez pas une, comment on dit, ne faites pas votre ex, votre ami. Non, c'est hors de question. Vous savez, quand vous gardez ce genre de relation avec votre ex, il y aura toujours cette comparaison. Parce que de temps en temps, vous allez avoir des conversations et ça va vous rappeler des choses. Même si vous avez des enfants ensemble, ce que vous faites, c'est que vous gardez juste la relation avec vos enfants et les enfants avec les parents, c'est-à-dire la mère ou le père. Vous restez comme ça. Donc ne gardez pas cette genre d'amitié avec votre ex. Et vous savez, si vous gardez ce genre d'amitié avec votre ex, ça va affecter la relation que vous avez présentement. Parce que vous allez toujours avoir des comparaisons de votre ex et avec la nouvelle relation. Donc, ne coupez carrément. Coupez, si possible, ne gardez même pas les contacts. Vous pouvez communiquer peut-être sur Facebook, pas de numéro. Si la personne veut t'envoyer quelque chose pour des enfants, ou bien la personne peut venir voir des enfants et ça s'arrête là. Vous voyez? Et the next point, which is the fourth point, is focusing on the negative aspect. Focusing more on the negative aspect of your partner might cause unnecessary misunderstandings between you two, and eventually it might have some negative effects or impact on your relationship. Take a few minutes each day to jot down the things you appreciate about your partner. You will find out that you feel more positive about your partner. Make it more interesting by sitting down together and sharing what you appreciate about each other. You know, like I said, in relationship there must be always some misunderstandings, there must be ups and downs. We are human beings, we have shortcomings and limitations. Now, a lot of us, we remain focused on this negative aspect. These are things that kill the relationship. These things kill the relationships slowly because we want to maintain, we always want to look at the negative things our partner does, forgetting to know that this person too has some good aspects, some good character, some good, things that person offers. But because we focus more on the negative things, we don't see those good things that the person does. And eventually these things will affect our relationships. So it is always very important. Of course, if you are hurt in a relationship, it will always be there in mind. Now what happens is, forgive the person and leave those things and focus more on the positive aspect. Now, my advice here is that try to look at those positive things of the person, jot them down, and from time to time have a conversation with this person over the person's character. If it's your girl, if it's your wife or your girlfriend, always look at the positive things. They might not have too many positive things that they do in the relationship, but the little things they do, appreciate them. Encourage them on that. They will do more. Remember, we all learn every day. We learn as we move along, especially in relationships, because these are things we don't learn in our home. We learn as we move along with holding a relationship. We don't learn them in school. We don't learn them in our families. Of course, we have family values, but we learn these things while we are in the relationships. So we are bound to make a lot of mistakes. It is wrong to capitalize on those mistakes made by your partner. No, don't capitalize on that. Instead, understand that it's a mistake, it's a human being, and so what do? Forget about these mistakes and move along. Maintenant, qu'est-ce que j'essaie d'expliquer ici? C'est avoir focalisé sur les aspects négatifs de notre partenaire. Maintenant, qu'est-ce que je veux dire par là? Vous savez, nous sommes les êtres humains. Nous avons les erreurs, nous commettons les erreurs chaque jour. Et la plupart de nous, les erreurs que nous commettons chaque jour, c'est que nous nous focalisons beaucoup sur les aspects négatifs de notre partenaire. Qui fait que, à un certain moment, on n'arrive plus à voir les aspects positifs de notre partenaire. Parce qu'on est trop concentré sur les aspects négatifs de notre partenaire et ça fait que on néglige, même si notre partenaire n'a pas tellement de qualités positives. Hein? Ça, ce sont des choses que, au fur et à mesure que nous consumons notre relation, on apprend. On apprend parce que ces choses, on n'apprend pas à l'école. Ces choses, on n'apprend pas à la maison. On apprend pendant la relation. Donc, ne nous focalisons pas trop sur les aspects négatifs de notre partenaire. Plutôt, focalisons-nous plus sur les aspects positifs de notre partenaire. Là, et vous voyez, ce que je conseille ici, c'est que notez toujours cette petit geste positif de votre partenaire. De temps en temps, avoir des conversations avec votre partenaire sur ces aspects et vous encouragez sur ces aspects. Vous allez voir que avec le temps, si la personne faisait peut-être 2 choses positives, quand vous avez le temps, vous prenez le temps de l'encourager, la personne va augmenter. The next point that I want us to look at which is the 5th point, lack of communication. Communication is one of the most important aspects that contribute to the growth and success of a relationship. Healthy communication requires practice and active effort. Communication is the only tool to exchange information that promotes understanding and helps express your needs. Be sure about what you are communicating to your partner and double check and take responsibility of what message you send. You know, one thing that we neglect always, which is very, very important, communication. You know, at times we just assume that no, our partner understands, so it's okay, there's no problem. Nobody understands. You need to talk about these things every day. You need to communicate it. Now, the communication here doesn't mean you need to shout. You don't need to shout in the person's ears. Okay? You don't need to be insultive. You don't need to be arrogant. It's just to pass a message. That's why I said double check the message you send across, what you tell your partner. Always make sure you double check it so that your partner shouldn't feel some sense of imposing in your communication. It should be in a soft way to pass a message. So communicate everything you want. Communicate it. Try to look at the time you communicate. Try to find appropriate time for communication. Well, I really have a broad topic on communication in a relationship, maybe in the subsequent editions, but today let us touch it like that. I'm going to talk about the time to communicate and the things to communicate, at what time you can communicate those things. So it is very important to always communicate in a relationship, because when you assume, you might make wrong assumptions. So it's always very important. If there are things you doubt about your partner, ask questions. Let the person tell you what they think, or what's their take about what you think. Donc, ce point, nous parlons de la communication. L'une des erreurs que nous commettons, c'est manque de communication dans une relation. Quand nous ne communiquons pas ce que nous pensons, ce que nous voulons dans une relation, nous assumons que non, la personne doit comprendre, la personne doit connaître que j'ai besoin de ça. Non! D'abord, la personne n'est pas un marabout, la personne n'est pas Dieu, la personne n'est pas un fétiche pour imaginer ce que vous voulez. Donc c'est très important de communiquer à chaque moment ce que vous voulez, ce que vous pensez, quel message que vous voulez passer. D'accord? Ok, merci bien, merci beaucoup d'avoir été là, merci beaucoup d'écouter, de regarder la vidéo. Thanks very much, everybody. Thank you very much for being part of today's edition of the program. I am so grateful. I am so delighted that you were there to watch this show till the end. Please remember to subscribe. Follow me on Facebook.